Oh, I've already been sitting too long today. What about you? Oh, I needed a good stretch and some movement. It is time to collect sunshine. 'Tis the season to collect sunshine. Are you collecting sunshine? Healthy women collect sunshine because when we recognize the power that the sun has to reduce our inflammation levels, and we focus on it now when it's easy, then in the fall, we've supported our body because seasonally we do drop a bit in the fall and winter. We're supposed to. That's a part of seasonal living. But if your numbers are so good because in spring and summer you were a sunshine collector, then you stay healthier in the fall and the winter. Now, I have a lot of little contraptions that I have collected over the years. Do you collect contraptions? I would love to know if you have a healthy contraption like my sauna and my rebounder, and I have lots of different red light therapy things. There is nothing, and let me repeat this, I will die on this hill. There is nothing as powerful as the sunshine, especially early morning sunshine. Early morning sunshine determines how you're going to sleep tonight because the first 2 hours that that sun comes up, the rays and the colors and the spectrum of that sun in the early morning reduces inflammation. Anything that you do to reduce inflammation helps you hold on to your magnesium more efficiently. That early morning light determines how much melatonin your body produces to kick in at nighttime. So your choices this morning are determining how you will sleep tonight. It's the OG, the original. All the red light therapy things are technically synthetic versions of what the sun can give you and I. Now, healthy women are creative women, and we have to get creative how we use our time, where we put what. Hold on just a second, I need some water. Mm. I was traveling to St. George this weekend. I'd forgotten how dry it is there, and I got really dry. Can you see my salt in there? Um, Before I went live this morning, didn't even do electrolytes, and that's okay. Imperfect action creates optimal health. I did throw some salt in my water. Why would I throw salt in water? And how much salt did I use? Well, first let's talk about why I threw salt in water. Voltage determines what's happening at your cellular level. ATP energy. The core of your cell, the engine of your cell, is determined by your voltage. And that's created with magnesium, salt, and potassium. Magnesium, salt, potassium. And I was feeling a little dehydrated coming home, driving home. And so I will be kicking up my salt. Why salt? Because salt helps penetrate the cell and pulls that hydration in. And so a little pinch of salt. How much salt do you need? I do not know. Healthy women have strong filters. They filter all information they learn about health for what's applicable and important to them. And your salt is determined by how much sodium you get through your foods. If you eat out a lot, if you drink soda, if you eat a lot of canned food, medications that you might be on, all determine your salt intake. No one can tell you. I can't tell, no one should be telling you how much salt you take. That's a decision that you have to make. Now, I know I take more salt than my husband does. I tend to have lower blood pressure, and the salt helps me to pick that up. It might be a pinch for you, it might be a quarter of a teaspoon, but salt in your water helps you to properly hydrate and helps bring voltage. The better voltage you have, the more easily you're holding on to your magnesium. Magnesium doesn't work on its own. It works with salt, it works with potassium. One of my must have, not a must have, I need a better word than that. One of the foods that I want to get in every day is an avocado. Not only for its healthy fats, but for its potassium levels. Potassium is part of voltage, and when I am getting whole food potassium and good quality salt, I am utilizing voltage that helps me hold on to magnesium. And when we have strong voltage, so many things get better. In fact, my opinion, I'll lay it at your feet for you to determine, because remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing. You and I are just having a conversation about health. And that is, it's not as important how often you soak. The most important thing is, how is your body holding on to that magnesium? Because you can be soaking in magnesium, but if your body is just pushing it out, it's going to be a very expensive process. And I don't know about you, but my budget is feeling a bit cramped right now. It's, prices have gone up on a lot of things, and whew, I'm feeling it. And so I want to make sure that my soaking is as effective as possible. Bringing potassium in, bringing salt in helps my body to hold on to that magnesium that I'm soaking in. And remember, our goal with magnesium is not just a band-aid approach. You and I, well, let me know what your goal is. I'll share with you my goal. My goal is magnesium cell saturation of 6.3 or above. Because when that magnesium red blood cell comes back, that blood work, not serum, I'm not talking the serum test, I'm talking magnesium red blood cell test. When that comes at 6.3, that's mirroring my interstitial levels of magnesium. And your interstitial levels of magnesium are the magnesium levels that your organs are pulling from: your heart, your pancreas, your liver. And it doesn't show your bones, it shows what your organs are getting. And my goal is cell saturation. If your stress levels have gone up, your magnesium's being pushed out. And so taking that into account helps you determine your individual magnesium burn rate. Now, in fact, you can even see, I just noticed, I don't know if you can see the lines on my fingers. I did a little bit of hiking in St. George while I was there visiting my mom, and you can see the lines. I'm a little bit dehydrated. Therefore, I threw some salt really quickly in my water. And I saw a great question. Oh, Gilda, great question. What kind of salt is best? Currently, the oh, Hawaii, is it called Hawaiian Gold? Oh, I'll link it. I can't remember the name of it. It's a blue bag, because it's a blue bag and it's my favorite. But that doesn't mean if I don't have that salt, I'm not using salt. I wouldn't let not having the perfect or the best keep me from utilizing salt. I just, imperfect action creates optimal health. We can't forget that, because we can get stuck in learning, and stress ourselves out that we don't have the perfect salt or the perfect this or the perfect that. And so I wouldn't let not having that. I think it's called Hawaii. Is it Hawaii Gold? Baja Gold. That's it. Baja Gold is the one that I'm currently using right now. And then this is a great one, Leah, is putting the magnesium cream on your feet at night as good as soaking in the tub. No, it's not. And that's why I get on and do these lives because I want people to understand if you have the expectation that magnesium cream is going to do the same as magnesium soak, you've created a gap. And through that gap, you're leaking your help. I love the magnesium muscle cream. In fact, I was so glad I had it in my purse because when I went to go visit my mama, I just got to rub on her hands and her feet. And she is like me and loves that menthol wintergreen scent of the magnesium muscle cream. And yes, was it great to have her relax and breathe deeper as I rubbed her hands and did some little relaxation techniques? It was fabulous and it so benefited her. But magnesium muscle cream does not have the same amount as soaking in magnesium. Magnesium muscle cream can help you maintain cell saturation, but it cannot get you to cell saturation. And so each magnesium product, whether it be the magnesium soak, the magnesium spray, the magnesium muscle cream, the magnesium lotion, each magnesium product is has specific goals that it can help you meet. And matching your goals to what that magnesium can do is key to not creating gaps. So, for example, if you came to me and asked me to get on the back end of the website and connect the different apps and all the things that are there, I'm not going to be able, I will do my best and I'll give it my best shot. I'm not going to be able to step in and do that quickly and effectively like Shelley can. Like, oh, uh, but I can help you about magnesium and questions. And so matching the magnesium product to the goal that it is best at is a key part of understanding the roles of magnesium. Nothing replaces the magnesium soak. And here's what you have to be careful for when you're determining your magnesium soak is ask some questions. Is this reconstituted from flakes? Because if it is, let's talk about how expensive that is to achieve cell saturation or to get magnesium in your body. Because when they reconstitute the magnesium, liquid magnesium from flakes, the benefit drops substantially and it's a very expensive way to move the magnesium levels in your body. And so asking, has this magnesium chloride been reconstituted from flakes? Where are you getting your magnesium chloride? Did you know the majority of magnesium liquid is reconstituted from a flake? And sometimes it's even road magnesium, which means it doesn't come from a pure source and it's higher in heavy metals. I don't want to absorb that in my body while I'm soaking. And so making sure that your magnesium soak is not reconstituted and has not been turned into flakes because that reduces the magnesium's ability to fill those interstitial spaces. That's why the magnesium I carry from Living the Good Life Naturally, magnesium soak, I don't have one here next to me, but imagine I'm holding that bottle that I've held up so many times. It's pure brine, undiluted, non-processed. And that's what moves those interstitial numbers and helps you connect to that melatonin. We talked about in the morning, this is the season of collecting sunshine. What are you doing to move your schedule around to be able to collect sunshine? Because when you do, your body produces more melatonin. And then when you're soaking in magnesium, your body has access and is moving that melatonin where it needs to be to help you optimize your sleep. And that morning sunshine is dropping that inflammation, so the whole process works better. And so it is not the same. The magnesium muscle cream and the magnesium soak doesn't give the same benefit. Now, at nighttime, I am putting the magnesium muscle cream on my shoulders. I like to put it right here, and I like to put it on my knees. And I love the menthol. I love the wintergreen scent. I love the oils that are used to help pull all of that transdermally to benefit my knees. It's not going to move my red blood cell though. And so each of those products has a place for where it works best. But the ultimate is soaking in magnesium. Okay, so I do want to clarify that when we are wanting a picture of the our interstitial space, um, when we want that picture of our interstitial space, we get our magnesium red blood cell tested because that mirrors what's in the interstitial space. So we're not testing the interstitial space, we're testing the magnesium red blood cell level, but we now know that that mirrors what's in that interstitial space around the cells for our organs to grab. And hydration is a huge part of that. Another thing that I wanted to bring up today that seems like a little bit of a jump from what we've been talking about, but to me, it's not. So let me know if this connects for you. And that is the foods that we eat can increase or decrease our magnesium levels. And some foods that I eat decrease magnesium levels. A lot of foods that I eat increase magnesium levels. B6 is an important cofactor that helps us hold on to our magnesium. B6. Where do we find B6? Desiccated liver when it's been processed slowly. That's why the desiccated liver that I carry on the website, Living the Good Life Naturally, I'm willing to put my name on that. It says KB approved because it has been processed slowly from grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And when it's been processed slowly, it holds on to the B6. If it's processed very fast, it heats up and you don't have as much of the B6 available. B6 and magnesium go hand in hand. Guess what another food is that's so rich in B6? And I know what some of you are going to say every time I bring it up, literally every time I bring it up, people say, oh, I can't eat those. It upsets my gut. Well, let's talk about ways that we can pull in more bean fiber without upsetting your gut. Because if your gut can't handle breaking down bean fiber and getting the benefits from it, then let's look at why. First of all, every bean is different. Some beans don't sit well with me. Does that mean I give up on all beans? No, not at all. So you might be trying a bean that's not the best fit for you. So switch to a black bean, or try a kidney bean, or try a pinto bean, or try a navy bean, or try garbanzo beans, which have great amounts of protein and incredible bean fiber. And when you have that bean fiber, you are cycling and heavy metals broken down old hormones are attaching to that bean fiber as it goes through your body, reducing inflammation, making it easier for your body to hold on to that magnesium. And if now, for example, if you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, SIBO, if you have SIBO, no, you've got to get on top of that and heal that before you can add bean fiber. So I'm not saying everyone go run out and start taking beans. You have to have, remember, healthy women have healthy filters. You've got to filter that information toward where your body is at right now. And low and slow are my favorite ways to start things. If you have SIBO or something else that you know bean fiber is not a good fit, let's look at that and figure out what can we do so my gut is at the point I can break it down. And it might be an enzyme issue. It might be an enzyme issue. I am someone who adds enzymes because as we get older, as we have stress, if you have autoimmune, you're telling me your enzymes are decreasing, and enzymes help break down food and hormones. And there are specific enzymes that will help you break down bean fiber. And I rotate my enzymes. I don't just take one type of enzyme and take that all of the time because enzymes are so incredibly varied and there's so many different types. And I want to be able to utilize a rich, varied assortment of different enzymes. And so I'm using a different one every time. Every bottle of enzymes I go through, I get a different one the next time. I always look for fillers, what's on the back, and what they've added to those enzymes so that I'm taking the best available enzymes possible. Upping your enzymes will help you break down the bean fiber. And maybe you opt to start with garbanzo beans. If you are buying them canned, the best option is a glass jar that those are stored in and rinsing them. Any bean that you're buying pre-done from a grocery store shelf, you want to rinse them really well. That will help them to become more digestible. Now, I like to do them at home, but I don't think I'm always eating my own because there are times that I'll use canned. When you're making them at home, soaking the beans before you cook them helps make them more digestible. Soaking those beans helps make them more digestible. And then pressure cooking those beans help to make them more digestible. And then going low and slow. So, for example, if you haven't tolerated beans well, you're not going to kick in and eat a cup of hummus. You're going to do a tablespoon or two and see how your body handles hummus, which are typically made with garbanzo beans. And then you're going to determine, how did my body handle 2 tablespoons? Adding that bean fiber will help you cycle out heavy metals, parasites, and broken down, worn out hormones. And when you eat that bean fiber, you are helping your body to hold on to magnesium because you're decreasing inflammation. But not if it's too much bean fiber for you, and not if it's the right kind of bean fiber. I have noticed a pattern that black beans and white beans that you have soaked and done with a pressure, cooked with pressure, are the easiest typically for most people to digest. And maybe it's a tablespoon and that's where you start, or maybe you do a half a cup. Figure out which bean is a good fit for you. There are lots of different kinds out there. And if kidney beans are hard for you to digest, then let's look at white beans and see how you do with those. Because each bean fiber holding soluble fiber and insoluble fiber will be a little bit different. And so don't just take one bean, eat a half a cup of it, and say, oh, I can't do beans. A lot of people, there was a real trend that beans aren't good for you. Beans aren't good for you. I beg to differ. I see so many people when they figure out the bean that's a good fit for them and it's been cooked appropriately by soaking and with pressure, they do fine with beans. Hormones start to get better because you're recycling those old broken down hormones out. And synthetic estrogen attaches to that bean fiber and you're able to expel it from your body. Beans are, in my opinion, an incredible food that help you hold on to magnesium. And I want to share a recipe. And here's the thing, it is so easy, you do not even have to write it down. So grab your favorite bean, get some Good Life olive oil that is so high in antioxidants and polyphenols that will help you break down the bean fiber. Drizzle those beans with some olive oil, put in your favorite herbs, put in a squeeze of lemon. I like to grate some good Parmesan over the top and either some cut up basil. I know my basil is growing right now. And so just, slicing up some basil or tearing that up and adding it to the beans. Maybe take a nut, toast it a little bit so you're bringing out the flavor of that nut. Toast it, chop it, throw it in there. It's such a fast and easy lunch. If you've got some red pepper, if red pepper is a good fit for you. If you're a nightshade person, it's not. But if red pepper is a good fit for you, or some cucumber, toss that in there. Huh. So quick, so easy, such a great lunch. It's so simple. And one day the herb might be rosemary, the next day the herb might be basil. It's so simple. Mint, oh, mint is a good one to do with that. Maybe one day I might use mint and feta with my beans. The next day I might do basil and pine nuts or basil and walnuts. It completely changes up the flavor profile and is so easy to create a really flavorful, fresh, incredibly simple but delicious way to get some beans in. So I would love to know, do you eat beans? Have you tried them before? Are they a good fit for you? Let me know on your beans. And do you have a favorite way that you eat them? Because the way you're eating them might be a little bit different than the way I get them in. And it sharing with each other will help lift each other. Healthy women lift other women. Oh, here's another one that I absolutely love, butter beans, and adding different spices, herbs to butter beans, a little bit of cumin to butter beans, and then a big crusty piece of sourdough to pick that up. Delicious. It's so good. Now, finding your bean, making sure that it's prepared in a way that your body can break it down. Maybe you're someone like me that needs to add some enzymes. Maybe you need to make sure while you're learning about the different beans and how your body handles them, that you're making them at home. You're not using canned. I do want to share with you the jovial beans. If I'm buying beans, they're a little bit harder to find, but man, oh man, if I am buying beans, it's the jovial brand. They're my favorite. The way that they're cooked, the way that they're processed, they're in glass jars, they're incredible. And the jovial beans. But there are so many different types of beans and so many different simple ways that you can prepare them to add in olive oil so that you're getting the benefits of that Good Life olive oil and using a little bit of flaky sea salt across the top. I'm hungry and I know what I'm having for lunch today. So let me know about your journey with beans. And I'm going to throw in, after I'm off, a couple links to some different bean recipes that are simple, fast, easy, but powerful in taste. And let me know if you try any of them and if you like them. Because remember, right now, healthy women are collecting sunshine and we're adding foods that help us hold on to magnesium because that means we're going to soak less often, making the journey to achieving cell saturation even more economical. We're using the right magnesium that has not been processed. It's not made from flakes. It's not watered down. And you can find that on livingthegoodlifenaturally.com. We're adding in good fiber to help cycle out broken down hormones, heavy metals, parasites, so that we're dropping inflammation in our body. And remember, the beans are loaded with B6, and B6 is a beautiful cofactor with magnesium, helping your body to hold on to it. So let's have a little bean discussion. Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye bye.